All right, y'all. So we coming up on the old Homer G. Phillips Hospital. It's now a senior building, and it is located in the heart of North City. It is a beautiful building too. Like I was saying, I had patients over here. It was one guy used to do his feet. He had ulcers, decubitus ulcers on his heels, and I would do his dressing changes. I remember his name was Mr. Frank. I used to call him Mr. Frank. I don't remember his entire name
Go
anymore,
past the stop sign, then turn
he
right.
lived in this building here, and this is beautiful. This was the old Homer G. Phillips Hospital. So I'm gonna get out and walk so you guys can get a better look of the hospital and the neighborhood. I'm gonna walk around this block. We're gonna park, and then we're gonna walk around Homer G. Phillips Hospital and let you guys see what this old African-American hospital looks like on the outside, because I'm not going to go in. It's beautiful on the inside as well, but we don't know anyone that lives here, so I'm not even going to attempt to go in here. So we're going to walk around so you guys can see what is over here in the North City neighborhood. I'm not sure what the name of this neighborhood is per se. I'm not sure, but yeah, let me get out and we're going to walk around Homer G. Phillips Hospital.
Hey guys, welcome to our new channel, Stones on the Road. Hey, this is Stone Cold here, and I got the wifey with me.
Hey y'all.
Hey, today we're going to check out the Ville neighborhood, or it's also known as the Greater Ville. The Ville neighborhood was the center of African American culture in St. Louis from 1911 to 1950. Okay, the neighborhood was, and it still is, the site of a number of black institutions for the community.
Some notable institutions were, and some of these are still open and some of them have closed, but we had Tandy Community Center, Homer G. Phillips Hospital, which is now Homer G. Phillips Senior Community, the Antioch Baptist Church, Annie Malone Home, which still sits on its original spot, and Sumner High School. Now,
notable people of the area were Arthur Ashe, Dick Gregory,
Josephine Baker,
Chuck Berry,
Vincent Price,
Annie Malone,
Sonny Liston. Did he have a nickname? Sonny something?
Sonny Liston.
He wasn't Quick Fist?
No, he didn't really. And Maxine Waters.
And of course, Annie Malone. We can't leave her out. She was one of the first black female millionaires in America. Not just St. Louis, in America. See, it's something special about St. Louis, y'all. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, guys, one of the most notable sites in the Greater Ville neighborhood was Homer G. Phillips Hospital.
And this was the main reason for our visit today.
Okay, Homer G. Phillips Hospital was the only public hospital for African Americans within the city limits of St. Louis. It was open from 1937 to 1979. It was named for a St. Louis lawyer and civil rights activist, Homer G. Phillips, who helped plan its creation. He was from Sedalia, Missouri, originally from Sedalia, Missouri, and relocated to St. Louis in 1931. At only 51 years of age, he was gunned down over dispute over legal fees by two gunmen. They were arrested but acquitted, and the case remains unsolved to this day.
Homer G was responsible for securing over $1 million for Homer G's construction. When the hospital opened on February 22nd of 1937, more than 10,000 people turned out for the dedication.
Homer G. Phillips is located in the Ville neighborhood in North St. Louis City.
By 1961, Homer G. Phillips had trained more black doctors and nurses than any hospital in the world. And it was one of the inspirations why I became a registered nurse.
Funding was slowly peeled away from the hospital, resulting in its closure in 1979. It's reopened in 2003 as a senior housing apartment building.
Where I saw a couple patients. It's beautiful inside, y'all. I just didn't go in because I didn't want to bother those good people. All right, so we going on to that next destination, which was Annie Malone Home.
Yeah, I see a refrigerator.
Yeah, me too. You can see a refrigerator through this window. The back part of the refrigerator. Through here.
guess these was apartments.
And then you can see there's something up there that's like shelves up on. You see the one with the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Now look over to the one next to it. It's shelves or something in there.
Which one? This way over? Or
No, to the left.
You talking about this one with the refrigerator?
Right, the one you saw. And then go to the right. Let's go to the right. And up where that window is right there. You see his shelves in there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, like,
Yeah.
It's set up the same way, like a little kitchen.
Yeah, I think these were apartments.
Yeah.
They had turned and they got condemned.
They tore them up.
And like you were saying, it could have been worse. The student nurses
dorms.
lived.
Yeah, it could have been dorms.
Could have been anything, but this is beautiful.
It's like in the 40s, you had to live there. They wanted to teach you how to be a nurse.
And then a lot of these curtains look like they are the same.
Because they look like they're from that era.
Look at that. Homer G. Phillips, y'all, in disarray.
Oh, that's just graffiti.
It's kind of creepy because I know it's stuff coming out of this stuff like asbestos. But then it also, but like I told y'all, this closed in 1979. Now I don't know when this part closed or what this even was. Just because the hospital closes doesn't mean that everything closes in it. So it could have still had a nursing school.
Because this looked like a school. Like you would go in here and you would just live here, right?
And it was even med students that would come. That may be Annie Malone's home right here. Because I think they were like right by each other. That building right there, I'm gonna walk up here. I think that might be Annie Malone's home. Now I'm thinking that they were supposed to be counseling the parade this year, but it was like an outcry, so they're gonna go ahead with it because they said that they're not getting as many donations as they used to for Annie Malone home. But this was an orphanage for black children way back in the day. I'm trying to think, is this called the Ville neighborhood? I'm gonna have to look that up. It's probably gonna be open narration. That is Annie Malone's home right there. So this probably was the maintenance building for the hospital right here. So I would think that this probably was some type of dorm, because usually they put everybody together, if you know what I'm saying. Don't you think? So this looked like this was the maintenance building for Homer G. Phillips.
That thing?
Yes.
That probably could have been a maintenance building.
You know how the maintenance, they had a whole building, they'd be in the back of the hospital.
Yeah.
That looked like that's what that was.
Right.
And then this looks like it was dorms, because usually they put those together. You know, they'll have you in the back of the place or something. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying these probably was dorms
so
for the nursing students.
Yeah, that's
okay,
cool.
This is called the Greater Ville. You're right.
Yeah.
Greater
And this
Ville,
was a flourishing black community over here back in the day.
Okay, so
now this has a thing on it.
was over here. This is the school we went to.
Okay, so this has a sign on here that says Annie Malone Emerson Academy. Now, what I'm thinking is that Annie Malone got this once this closed.
Yeah, that was later.
And they had this as a school, which is what I thought when I saw the stuff on the wall in here. So this used to be a school for Annie Malone home, which, as I said, is located right next door to the old Homer G. Phillips. This was sort of like the downtown of the DeVille neighborhood.
That's 10.
What do you mean?
The rec center.
Annie Minerva Turnbow was born in Metropolis, Illinois, to formerly enslaved parents. We've been to Metropolis, Illinois. That's where Superman is from. And we probably gonna visit there in another video. But right now we're talking about Annie Malone. She grew fascinated with hair and hair care and became an expert in chemistry and hair. And she ended up developing her own hair care line. And at the time, black women were using stuff like goose fat, bacon grease, heavy oils, and harsh soaps to straighten their hair. She developed her own line of hair care products. They were supposed to be non-harsh. I wonder why they don't sell those anymore if they were non-harsh. Because all the stuff nowadays poisons you. You know, so you probably, if you guys are using perms, get rid of that stuff and go natural. Or use some non-harsh, non-chemical products on your hair. Maybe develop some stuff like Annie Malone. You know why you should? It's because she moved to St. Louis in 1902, opened her first shop at 2223 Market Street, which we need to see if that's still there in St. Louis. And by the 1920s, she was a multi-millionaire, but she lived modest. She became a benefactor for the St. Louis Colored Orphan Home in 1919, serving until 1943. The home was able to buy the facility under her leadership, and they named the home in her honor. And then the street was also named in her honor. And the Annie Malone home still sits in St. Louis City, Ville neighborhood. To this day, you can go there and see it like we did. And you can walk around, nobody bothers you or anything. But yeah, Annie Malone home has a history. Learn it. It ain't just about the parade, y'all.
Okay, guys, next up on our tour of the Greater Ville is Tandy Community Center. It's located at the corner of Kennerly and Annie Malone Drive. It was named in honor of Charlton H. Tandy, a civil rights activist. He worked to integrate horse-drawn streetcars. This man did so much. Check out his story, but I love this about him. He led the protest to resist Sumner High School being built close to the lead, lumber work, tobacco warehouses, and train stations, as well as being close to brothels. He said black students deserved clean, quiet schools the same as white students do.
All right, so when we were there, we saw Turner Middle, and then there was like Turner Elementary School. And so Turner Middle School has been many things. I'm not going to discuss those here. Some of these we might go into detail in another video some point later on in our Stones on a Roll video series. You know, our vacation series, you know, we like to do that. He's on vacation. We just want to throw that in there. But Turner Middle School, let's discuss Turner. It opened in 1925 with 230 students. It is a U-shaped brick building. It closed its doors in the 1976-1977 school year, which was the year that I was born. It was named after a former slave and abolitionist, Charles Henry Turner. All right, so we walking past something. I love the color of this little blue, powder blue car. This is so pretty. We're still walking down, just looking at Sumner here. Now, I wonder what this is. Since everything appears to be in one area, I'm wondering if this is the grade school or the middle school. And Sumner is still open, as you can see, the faculty parking lot. And you can hear kids in there. St. Louis Public Schools. Oh wow, this is cool. So there's another one of those things. I'm not sure what's going on over the skies today. All right, look at this. This is called the Arthur Ashe Memorial Tennis Court. Arthur Ashe was a famous black tennis player. And I was saying earlier, my brother plays tennis. My plays tennis. He loves tennis. And I remember Arthur Ashe. I remember he had AIDS, actually. So I think that's what ended his life. But he was a famous tennis player, and they have named their tennis courts, Sumner has, after Arthur Ashe. I'm not sure. He may have actually attended Sumner. Y'all. And that is another city school, because I can see the city schools have, if you saw that Sumner sign, they have a certain way that they look. I'm not sure if they look like that like everywhere, but usually the city schools have a certain look signs, the city school signs. Now, I don't know with this stuff. I think this is an apartment building with places that sort of look condemned. I'm not sure. Not sure what that is. That must be some type of apartment building as well. And then we're going to see what this is. We're at Phillips, and let me see. I'm trying to see what the name of the street is, y'all. George D. Brantley. I'm going to cross the street just so we can get over here and see this. Okay, I think they got a stop sign. Cottage. But I'm looking at this is George. I have to see who this is. George D. Brantley Cottage and Phillips. Okay, so I'm trying to see what this is right here. That is Sumner. Looking from across the street, that is their fields and their tennis court. Stadium lights. This here, trying to see what this is here. This is their middle school. This is Turner Middle. Here's one of our beautiful city refuse trucks. So I'm sure that this is closed because there's a fence around it and it looks like it. Oh, there is a damn dead cat laying. I don't want to see. It's like, why? Okay. Oh, why? Okay.
Okay, guys, up next is Sumner, home of the Sumner Bulldogs. Heard they had a great team. So this school opened in 1875, only after an extensive group of lobbying from St. Louis African American residents. It was only along with Vashon the only two high schools in the city of St. Louis for black students. It moved to its current location in 1908. Thanks for taking a tour with us today of the Greater Ville neighborhood. Hope you learned something.
I know I sure did.
I definitely did. Man, I didn't know Homer G. Phillips was that big. Very nice hospital. Hope you join us for our next one where we take a tour of St. Alexis Hospital. This place is special to both of us because we both worked there.
And it was haunted by something called the exorcism.
Well, it was the site of an exorcism.
Right, it was
Yeah, well, it was something that a 14-year-old boy was supposed to be possessed by in what, 1949?
Like, I gotta tune in to that next episode to find out.
Yeah, it was, but it's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah,
you want to see
every
this?
time you tune in, you learn something new.
You will learn something.
That's the thing you're supposed to do. Learn something new every day.
Learn one thing every day at
Did
least.
you learn something new today?
I definitely learned something new today. Today I learned that I love you a little more than I loved you yesterday.
Oh, well, that's really nice. Because I was gonna say I learned Bobby Brown can still get it.
Or if you want to call that getting it. I mean, your definition of getting it and mine a little bit different, but